Hi, I'm David Pereira. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I want to share a story with you why failing an interview at Booking.com changed my life forever. In 2016, I was a product owner at a big corporation in Brazil, corporation of 50,000 employees. I was there for 4.5 years. I thought I was a great product owner. Stakeholders were happy, developers were engaged, and we were always delivering at the best of our capacity. I really believed to be a great professional. And then Booking.com reached me on LinkedIn and I was invited to participate to an interview. I was thrilled because I had no expectations of working abroad. I thought I would just be working in Brazil my whole life. And then when I got that invitation, I could imagine something different. And then I thought, that could be a great opportunity for me. Let's see what is gonna happen. So the interview went as follows. The first part, I had a conversation with the recruiter who approached me first on LinkedIn. But this talk was very simple. We were talking about my personality and how would I fit to Bookings.com culture, and also understanding if I would be willing to move to Europe. It went straightforward. Everything went fine, and I was even more confident after this interview. The shocking part came after, during the technical interview, which happened later with a product manager. I will be honest with you, when I left the interview, I was totally disappointed. Why? Because I couldn't answer half of the questions. The interviewer asked me many things about product discovery, segmented tests, and customer journey, and so on and so on. And I had no idea what he was talking about. And I used to think I was a great product owner, but after this interview, I didn't get half of the questions. I could perceive this interview in two ways. Either as a total failure and I was not good enough for the position, or I could perceive as an opportunity to become a better product owner. I chose the second option. So the interview was an eye-opener for me. I realized what I didn't know as a product owner. Then I decided to take the needed steps to develop myself to become a real product owner. But before that, I had to evaluate which kind of product owner was I. And actually, it is embarrassing what I'm gonna tell you, but I was no product owner at all, besides the title. I used to think that my role was to talk to the stakeholders, understand what they want, and transform that into requirements, and give that to the developers. And developers would materialize that into solutions. At best, I was a backlog manager, or a requirement keeper, or even you could see me as stakeholders' puppet, because I was not doing anything about maximizing the value for the business and the end users. The only thing I was doing was materializing the wishes of stakeholders, and product owners are not supposed to do that. Yet I thought I was a product owner. So I had to change this. And I was in a big corporation. And to change a big corporation is hard. Yet I tried to. I tried to be different and challenge the stakeholders once to understand the needs of the customers. That worked well at some point in time, but when there were dependencies with more teams, the other teams would say, "We have priorities and we have to fulfill the stakeholders' needs. We have already committed to something. Unfortunately, we cannot help you with that because it's not in our roadmap." Roadmaps back then were based on features to deliver instead of goals to achieve. And the truth was hard for me. I had to move on. I had to find a place where I could develop myself and become a real product owner. That's why I decided to quit and move to a startup at the very beginning level, a startup of 6 months, of less than 30 people. And then, I have to say, I had a chance of being a product owner. But the decision was not so easy like that. When I had the interview with the CEO of this startup, he asked me, how do you work? And then I said, well, there is how I work and how I want to work, which are different things. And I think we are more interested in telling you how I want to work. Because if I would tell the CEO, well, I work now managing the communication with the stakeholders and setting requirements and so on and so forth, the CEO would look at me, well, that's not how I work. And I told him what I envision a successful product owner that I could become, and I was not. And I was honest with him. And he said, I understand what you say, and you are pretty engaged and you are enthusiastic, but you have no prior experience doing exactly what you say. He said, but I need a chance. I need a place to go where I can have the opportunity of doing that. And if you allow me, I can make it happen. And if it doesn't work, well, there is the probation period, right? So you give me 3 months, I prove myself, and if it doesn't work, I move on and you find somebody else. He said, yeah, but we are a startup, we have no time to lose. And I said, well, I also have no time to lose and I need to develop myself. And I decided to offer a cut on my salary. I said, I'm not doing this for the money, I'm doing this for the knowledge. And I offered a cut in my salary in exchange of getting the position. And we made a deal. And it was a great decision because after that, I had a chance of becoming a real product owner, the ones who set goals to pursue instead of requirements to implement, the one who solves the customer's real problems instead of materializing the stakeholders' wants, the one who empowered the development team instead of telling them what to do. But all of this started because of one reason. I failed an interview at Booking.com, and my perception was the most important. I decided to take this as a chance to become a real product owner instead of blaming myself for failing the interview. I'd like to give you a suggestion. Even if you are not considering changing your job at this very moment, maybe you could evaluate how the market perceives you as a product owner. Why not taking some interviews? It can be revealing. As it happened with me, I was not considering changing my job, and once I got to that interview, I understood what the market needed so that I could develop myself. If you give yourself this opportunity, I know it is time-consuming to go to interviews and prepare for that. But what will reveal you can be life-changing. So why not taking some interviews and see if you would get the job or if you would understand what you need to get that job. And then you can decide if you want to stay where you are or if you want to move on. But the most important is not this. The most important is understanding what you don't know and then what you need to do to develop yourself. If you have decided to be a product owner or a product manager, you can be sure of challenges ahead of you. Companies do not provide a proper environment to thrive. Most of the companies actually don't understand anything about product management. If you want to rock as a product owner, you should take the initiative. And sometimes you need to break the rules, you need to change the game. But self-awareness is the most important. To find out what you don't know and how to take the next step to develop yourself. Don't commit the mistake I did. For 4 years, I thought I was a great product owner. For 4 years, I didn't develop myself as I should. The first moment I took another interview, I realized I had to change. Give yourself the opportunity to understand what you don't know and become a better product owner. And then you can rock in your career. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any other ideas, just write the comments. And if you enjoyed this content, subscribe for more. I wish you a lot of success during your personal development.